Do you want to play beautiful chords on piano with as little movement as possible? Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to show you the 10 must-have voice leading techniques using the common jazz chord progression 2-5-1. I'll also show you how to apply these techniques to a well-known jazz standard so you can take your playing to the next level. Are you ready to learn how it's done? Then let's begin. What is voice leading? Well, playing with good voice leading simply means that we're going to take a note of a chord and resolve it to the most logical and musical next step. So we're trying to avoid jumping around a lot when we're playing our voicings. We want to use as little movement as possible, and that's called good voice leading. I'm going to show you 10 of the best voice leading techniques coming up next. All right, voice leading technique number 1 sounds like this. So what we're doing, we're taking a 2-5-1 in the key of C, we're starting on D minor 7, and we're starting with the 7th on top. So we go from the 7th of the 2 chord to the 3rd of a G9, and then to the major 7 of the C major 7, and I also added in a sharp 5 that then resolves up to the 13th. So again, we have, if you're looking at the intervals, we go down a half step, and then we stay there for the major 7. Voice leading technique number 2 sounds like this. What we're doing here is we're simply going in the other direction. We're still starting on the 7th of the 2 chord, but instead of resolving to the 3rd like we did in the first example, we're going to go up a half step to G7 sharp 11, and then go to the 9th of the C major 7, but I also put in a diminished chord underneath, so it's C diminished 9, and then resolves to C major 9. And if you're looking at the intervals, we have the C, it goes up a half step, and then resolves up a half step. All right. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, please hit the like button, and then if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this. Voice leading technique number 3 sounds like this. So what we're doing on the 2 chord, we're starting on the 3rd, which is F, and then we keep that 3rd when we go to the G7, and that becomes the 7th of G7. And then we go to the 3rd of the 1 chord of C major 9. Notice on the 5 chord, the G7, we have both the flat 9 and the sharp 11. Looks like a D flat major triad in second inversion. And when we resolve to the C major 9, the 9 resolves down to the root, and the 7th resolves down to the 6th, creating a C6 chord. Again, we have this. Just beautiful voice leading. Voice leading technique number 4 sounds like this. So, just like voice leading number 3, instead of resolving to the 3rd like we did in number 3, this time we're going to resolve up to the sharp 11 of the C major chord. That F sharp, just a beautiful sound. And also on the 5 chord, we still have that flat 9, sharp 11, creating that D flat major triad over G7. And then when we go to the C major 13 sharp 11, we have a D major triad in the right hand. Just gorgeous voice leading. Voice leading technique number 5 sounds like this. So what we're doing here, we're starting on the 5 of the 2 chord. When we keep that 5, it becomes the 9th of the G13 chord, and then we go to the 5th of the 1 chord. Also notice on the 5 chord, on the G13, there's the 13, we flat the 13, and then that resolves down to the 9th of the C major. So there's a lot of great voice leading going on here. Beautiful. Voice leading technique number 6 sounds like this. It's a very common voice leading where we start with the 5th on the 2 chord, then we go down a half step to the flat 9 of the 5 chord, and then to the 5th of the 1 chord. There's a song called Ain't She Sweet, which uses that. Really common, but a really beautiful voice leading. Voice leading technique number 7 sounds like this. One of my favorites. We start with the 5th of the 2 chord, we go to the sharp 9 of the 5 chord, and then to the major 7 of the 1 chord. Also added on the 5 chord, as you can see there, is the flat 13. which creates an E flat major triad in the right hand. That's called an upper structure or a polychord. And then we end with the C major 13, which is what's called a so what voicing. Beautiful. If you'd like to get the downloadable PDF and track from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. Voice leading technique number 8 sounds like this. So on the 2 chord, we're starting in the 9th, which is an E. We keep that E, and it becomes the 13th of G13, and then we go to the 9th of C major 9. Also notice on the 5 chord, I added in the flat 9. And if you take away the F, it looks like an E major triad over G7, doesn't it? Another polychord, and then we'll resolve to C major 9. Voice leading technique number 9 sounds like this. So we're starting again on the 9th of the 2 chord, but now we're going down a half step to the flat 13 of the G7, and then resolving to the C major 9. Also on the 5 chord, I added in the flat 9 as well. So we have just voice leads so nicely. And voice leading technique number 10 sounds like this. This is my all-time favorite because we have 3 different polychords. We have a D minor 11, but it looks like a C major triad over D minor. Then we go to a G7, there's our flat 9, there's our sharp 11, but it looks like a D flat major triad over G7. And then we go to our C major 13 sharp 11, and it looks like a D major triad. So if you're just looking at the right hand, we have a C major, a D flat major, and a D major. And if we put it together, it sounds like this. Beautiful. For a deeper dive into voice leading techniques and chord voicings, please check out pianowithjohnny.com. To demonstrate these techniques, I took the song I've Got You Under My Skin by Cole Porter that has a lot of 2-5-1s, and we're going to use these different techniques throughout the A section. So the first one starts with the 5th on top, to the 9th, to the 5th. That's technique number 5. Then we go to the next one, which has the 11th to the flat 9. That's technique number 10. We go to the next one, which starts with the 5th of the 2 chord, to the 9th, to the 13th, to the 9th. That's number 8. Then we go to E minor 7, from the 7 to the 3. That's technique number 1. And then the next one is technique number 2. We start with the 7th to the sharp 11 to the 9th. And then on the next one, we go from the 9th of the E minor to the flat 13. That's technique number 9. And then lastly, the last 4 measures, we're doing the 9th of the 2 chord to the 13th of the 5 chord to the 9th of the 1 chord. That's number 8. And then finally, we do number 7, where we go from the 5th to the sharp 9. So we're going to try this with the track next, and you're going to see how all of these different techniques are used. All right, we're going to play this with the track now. On the track, you're going to hear vibraphone playing the melody, and in your left hand, you're going to play this bossa bass line that goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And in the right hand, you're going to play this Charleston rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I'm going to play it through once by myself and have you join me the second time. All right? Have fun. Here we go. Join me now. Here we go. Thanks for watching today's quick tip on 10 voice leading techniques for piano. I hope you learned a lot today. I know I had a great time working with you. I encourage you to use these different techniques when you're practicing your 2-5-1s and implement them in the jazz standards you're working on, all right? Take care, and I'll see you in the next quick tip real soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.